Mind introducing yourself to us?
Yeah, so I'm Dixon Maiden,
Mm-hmm.
financial advisor, motivational speaker.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for coming on ProKonnect. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely. So the first
Right.
question is, what is a motivational speaker? Like we can break down the word, but in your words, what is a motivational speaker?
Well, yeah, you can break down the word, but
Mm-hmm.
a motivational speaker, in my own words, I look at myself as you know, a person who can actually make someone do
Right.
like get into their mind so that they can reach their potential.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
so that's what I kind of define myself a little bit as.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Is there like a target audience that you specialize with, or how does that work as a motivational speaker?
Well, what happens is
Mhm.
my audience is pretty much everyone. Like if you look at the day and age right now, that a lot of people they lack motivation sometimes because of life events, things are happening in your life, and some people go through terrible days and they
Mm,
just miss that motivation. So where I come in is I don't have like a set of audience. Anyone who's willing to work on themselves and listen, say, you know what, if Dixon Maiden can do this, I think I have the passion and the the heart to do
right.
something. So just everyone who's willing to listen and actually want to change
Mm-hmm.
their life, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that
Mhm.
definitely makes sense. So is it something that um, when I think motivational speaker, I think someone who is in front of like 10 plus people, right, speaking. So is
Yeah.
it also like something you can do, like, let's say meet one on one and then be a motivational speaker that way? Or is that now like
Yes.
something different?
Yes, so I do like groups, but I do one-on-one a lot
Oh,
because
okay.
it's more personal when you do one-on-one and you can
Right.
actually help people from that point of view, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
when you have a group of people, it's just
Mm-hmm.
you're speaking in general, but when you're talking to someone one-on-one, it makes more sense because you get to help them on a personal level.
Right. That definitely
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay. So what are the pros and cons of being a motivational speaker?
The pro is you get to travel, you get to meet a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
connections, create connections with more successful people out there who are doing great things.
Right.
And the downfall to this is that you meet a person where you see their greatest potential, that this person can actually do something, and within themselves they feel like they cannot do it, and it's natural because we're all humans, and
Right.
there's things we feel that what, I don't think I can do this, right? But
Right.
when you look at somebody and say, you know what, I know you can do this, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the hard part about it, actually motivating somebody who lack that motivation to be able to get up and start going because life happened or something happened in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the hard part about it.
That definitely makes sense. That definitely makes sense. So, how did
Mhm.
you get started in this profession? What inspired you?
So it's pretty much passion through purpose, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what happened is it's just life events. Like, when you go through adversity in your life and understand this,
Mm-hmm.
I was um, at the lowest point of in my life,
Right.
and then I understand, like I started seeing other people, they listen to motivation and say, you know what, instead of feeling so down,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually do something better with your life and actually motivate other people to do
Right.
the same.
Mm-hmm.
And that alone, that the motivation which I get from my mentors, from other people, motivated me to actually say, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
I can do this. This is what I want to do because I feel like I can help a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
which are going through stress. You miss home, you do this. There's a lot of things which are happening, but when you have someone who can actually motivate you and actually telling you, hey, you know what, you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And we lack that in the society right now, that everyone is just being negative because of what's
Right.
happening in the society. So that's what motivated me.
Mm-hmm.
That's my own life personal story and my own life personal struggles, really.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you stay motivated as a motivational speaker yourself?
Well, we're all humans, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes you're feeling down, but at the end of the day, as you are the face, and a lot of people look at you and be like, hey, Dixon, why are you always happy, and why don't you have problems in your life? Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
do. I'm a human being. I have problems. And the only way you can stay motivated is at any problem you look at, right? And if you look
Right.
at a problem as a positive thing, like if you go through like a major a major accident or something happened to you, and you look at this and you know what? I could have been dead right now, but it
Right.
didn't happen. So you look at it, okay, you know what? Even though I'm going through this, it could be worse, right?
Very
So
true.
that's how I look at things in my life. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through a major challenge, I'm like, man, at least I survived this, right? So that's how I stay motivated. And
Okay.
just people around me, having good friends, good connections, and when your friends look at you and they see you're down a little bit, they get to talk to you and understand that, you know what, you're human too. So I need motivation too. So
Right. That definitely
yeah.
makes sense. Okay, that definitely makes sense. So,
Mhm.
are there particular traits that a person, let's say I'm thinking of becoming a motivational speaker, are there particular traits that you have noticed that a lot of motivational speakers have?
Yes. So the first one is passion, right? If you're passionate about what you want to do, if you want to be a motivational speaker, it's the passion. It comes within you. So it's not the end results where, like, you know what, if I go and talk to this group, I'm going to get so much money or this and that. It's how you help, how you impact somebody, how you make someone feel.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so that alone, just the need and the feeling inside you that you really want to help other people out there to do better,
Right.
that's
Mm-hmm.
all you need, because at the end of the day, you don't have to try to fake to be somebody. I'm trying to be this. You just have to be you. And if that's what it is, what you find
Mm-hmm.
in the whole thing, just you find yourself. That's the best. That's the best thing you can do.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
That definitely
So that's
makes
the
sense.
passion.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That definitely makes sense. All right. And the other profession that you do, you're a financial advisor. So how
Mhm.
did you go into that profession?
So what happened was, the first thing which came was being a financial advisor before the motivation.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was helping people with finances, struggles, they're in debt, they're owing this, and I understand this, I said, you know what? A lot of financial industries out there, they're
Mm-hmm.
doing this, they're helping people, but
Right.
there's only one piece they're missing, that, if you help somebody, you have to help them emotionally too. You have to help them, okay, you know what? You are in this trouble. I
Mm-hmm.
can get you out, but at the same time, I'll give you motivation so that, you know what? You don't want to go back and feel that cloud again, because you
Mm-hmm.
already you already have the motivation. So it came after the financial advisor, because I I wanted to motivate people, and
Right.
I realized that people are in financial stress. The
Mm-hmm.
last thing you want is, uh, get out of debt and whatever, but you just don't feel yourself. You have to feel it so that you believe it, and then
Right.
when you believe it, it's real. It comes out,
Okay.
right?
Okay. That
Yeah.
definitely makes sense. That definitely makes
Mhm.
sense. Okay. And so these two professions, I guess you kind of said how they're similar. They're similar, but so different. So how
Yeah.
do you deal with the differences, if that makes
Well,
sense? How do you juggle both of them?
so the thing is, to me, I look at it this way. When I
Mm-hmm.
sit, like, I deal with a lot of individual clients, right? So when I sit
Right.
with a client and I look at, the problems they're facing, and maybe they're losing their house or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I do before I even help my client, I first understand that they're in a situation, and I give them hope that we're gonna go through this and get out. So
Right.
I just mix the two together to make sure that, you know what, even they feel like, you know what, oh my God, I don't think I can do this. I'm there to motivate them and say, hey, look,
Mm.
you already came this far. So let's keep pushing forward to make
Right.
sure that we're gonna go through this. So I just match the two. So it's not pretty hard for me because it comes natural.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my second nature pretty much right now.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you can do both of it, right? At the same time. I'm a financial advisor as well, so I
Yes.
totally get that. That's amazing. So, is
Mhm.
there schooling required for um, being a motivational speaker and for financial advisor? And if so, what is it?
So the thing is, when I started being a financial advisor, you have to go through this like mentorship program for like two
Mm-hmm.
years, and
Okay.
it's just like you're filtering the useless in your mind, and
Right.
feeding with better information.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you hear me? Because my phone
Yeah,
is
I can
ringing.
hear you.
Okay, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're feeding it with better information.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard because when you're done like with your mentor and class and all this, and you get out the world, you hear negative stuff. So you have to be able to make sure that okay, every single day, are you listening to something which is motivation? Do you have purpose? Do you have a
Mm-hmm.
passion? Are you gonna be in tune with what you wanna reach? What are your goals and everything, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's for the financial advisor.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. And how about, is there schooling required or educational requirements to be a motivational speaker, like certificates that you get, or
Well, you can go to school. There is school for it, but I didn't go
Mhm.
to school for it
Okay.
because I listen to a lot of motivation to I listen to Les Brown, I listen to all those guys who have made it in life.
Okay.
And I understand this that your belief, your personal belief, if you believe in something and you really believe in it, it
Right.
always comes true, right?
Definitely.
You just have to put the work to match the belief,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So when I started being a motivational, I just realized like if you're a happy person, you're gonna attract more happy people around you.
Very true.
Because even if you're happy and you're not talking to anybody, people can feel it. So it was all about energy. So if you feel the energy, like you know what, this person is happy, I would wanna be talking to them, or I would wanna be associated with them. So it
Right.
was really easy for me to do that.
Okay, that definitely makes sense. That definitely makes sense. So, what advice would you give those people who are looking to go into the financial advisor role slash profession?
Advice?
Yes.
Well, the advice I would give a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
is you never stop learning. If you don't know anything, if you're going through a problem right now and you think that you're not going to get out, the only thing you have to do is study, learn, educate yourself about the problem you are having.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you educate yourself, let's say you're losing your house, for example,
Mm-hmm.
you have to understand this. You didn't just wake up and start losing your house. There's something which happened before you do that. So you gotta educate yourself. And
Right.
understanding as we live here in North America, in Canada, like I came here when I was 17. I didn't know much about the schooling in Canada and all that. So I had to actually relearn everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to keep yourself educated and informed about what's going on in the world,
Right.
what's going on in the financial sector, what's going on in real life, health, whatever you want to understand. It's
Mm-hmm.
just basic education. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere, right?
Right.
Hmm.
Okay, so continue learning and never stop learning.
Yeah, never stop because
Yeah.
we don't know everything. I learn every day. I learn every day. So you have
Right.
to keep educating yourself.
Definitely. Definitely makes
Hmm.
sense. Okay. So, what's one thing that you want your audience to take away after you have given a motivational um, speaking seminar, or you have sat down with someone and given a motivational talk? What's the takeaway that you want them to have?
So the most thing I like my audience or anybody I present to is that if you have a dream, right? If you have something like every night you go, it's in the back of your head, you're thinking about, you know what, maybe I should be like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first thing you gotta understand, the first thing you gotta tell yourself is this: I don't want to give up, because a
Right.
lot of people give up on you, even your parents or anybody can give up on you, but you don't have to give up on yourself, because
Mm-hmm.
if you have something in your heart and you want to achieve it and you feel like this is what I was meant to do, even if you don't know how you're going to do it, all you have to understand is don't give up,
Right.
and you have to know your why. So if your why is
Mm-hmm.
big enough, so if you know, like, my why is like my kids. If your why is big enough, the how is easy. You don't have to worry about the how. And the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, if you're willing to learn, everybody can help you, right? But if you're
Very,
not willing to learn, nobody can help you. So
very.
just don't give up with anything just because you're going through a phase in your life, things are not working well, you don't have money financially, your friends are not talking to you, or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do to make sure that you're going to keep going, because when those people are going to come to you and they're asking for help, you're going to be there. and you're going to be on top, and you'll be able to help those people.
Right.
And the other thing would be, when you're looking at success, when you want something to achieve something, because your family, your friends, everybody around you, they love you, they're going to tell you that you cannot do it because they feel like you're going to get away from them. So what you got to understand is, when you're reaching for whatever in your heart, your dream, and whatever you want to achieve, you have to leave them behind sometimes, right? So you got to leave those people behind, not because you don't love them, because you got to go hunt for success. And when you reach that higher level you want to reach, it's okay to come back and say, hey, look, I'm going this far, so I can help you now, right? So you have to put yourself in a situation where you'll be able to help your family, anybody who you want to help, but you can't really carry everybody with you because it'll be too much, right?
Very
So
true.
sometimes you just have to, you know what, I'll come get you. You know, like back home, my mom used to send us to boarding school, not because they didn't love us, right? But they wanted us to get the education. But that's how it is in real life, in success too, because some people feel guilty that, oh, you know, I'm studying, I'm doing this, and now I cannot chill with my friend. It's okay.
Right.
It's
Right.
okay to do that. So that's what I would want my people, my audience to get, that it's okay sometimes to do that.
Okay, that's very true, and good lessons, right? That we need to know in order to move forward. Those are all the questions that I had for you. Is there anything else you wanted to add on before we finish up?
I didn't hear that.
Those are all the questions that I had for you. Is there anything you wanted to add on before we finish up?
No, I just, it's pretty much it. If people wanna listen to my motivation, they can go on my social media platform. I have everything,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm happy you guys give me a chance to share this information with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that you guys keep doing what you're doing. You guys are doing a good job, and keep the good work.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the compliment, and we'll definitely check out your social media page as well, and get more people there to listen to it. Thank you so much, Dixon. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. Have a good
You
night.
you as well. Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, sorry. There's a question. So, what's your story? How did you get here? And what's your why? That's a good question.
Okay, so my story is pretty simple. I'm from Zimbabwe. If people didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that, I went to Prince Edward. I came to Canada 2007. Or, when I left Zimbabwe, I just wanted to have, a better life, just looking for
Okay.
something better.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came to Canada 2007, I didn't realize that I fell into a system, the Canadian system. Everybody leaves the system, and you don't get it why you're in the system, but you're already in there. So
Right.
really, I went through adversity. I lost everything I ever had, my house, my cars, everything. I lost everything just because of um, bad decisions, pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
right? So after that, I realized, you know what? There's something greater which I have to achieve. So I kept going. And my
Mm-hmm.
why is my kids. I want my kids to have a better life than I had. Not that my mom didn't give me a good life, but I mean, I want them to have a way better life. I want them to have
Right.
everything they ever imagined,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I want them to work for it too. So I don't want just to give them everything, but I want to make sure that I get a good life. My kids get a good life, and everyone who's connected to me, they
Mm-hmm.
get to live their best life.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think that does answer. Question I have is, you said when most people come to Canada, they fall into a system. Like, what kind of system is that? Like, what kind of system?
Okay. So what happens is, if you study the Canadian system, is that when you get to Canada, you get a social security number, and that social security number stays with you. And
Mm-hmm.
then you go get a job, and then you just have to work 8 to 5 and just getting by, really.
Right.
And if you don't open your mindset, you think that's the way life is, which is
Mm-hmm.
not the way life is. There's always something else you can do. But
Mm-hmm.
what happens is, a lot of people think that just because you got a job, you cannot have a side hustle. When I'm talking about a side hustle, I'm not just talking about doing like skip the dishes or something like that. You have to do something you have passion for,
Right.
right? Which is gonna bring you a better income or better, just situation, right? So I felt in that system where I was working Monday to Friday. I was just working, just didn't want to do anything. I was after work. I sit down, I party on the weekend, and I realized, you know what? My life is moving so fast, so I need to um, start something, you know.
Right.
So that's how I end up studying motivational speaking, financial advisor, because I wanted more for my life. I just didn't want to be that guy who just wait for the weekend and then work Monday to Friday. I want more. I just don't want to, live just that simple life.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay, that definitely makes sense. And yeah, I do notice a lot of people now needing to supplement their first income, right? Like having a side
Hmm.
hustle, having a side something is seems like the way to go, right? But if you find something
Hmm.
that you're passionate about, it does definitely make a difference. Hmm.
Yeah. And the other thing is people think that if you're going to start something on the side, you have to have a lot of money, you have to have all this. No, you don't. You
Right.
just have to start because at the end of the day, if you go borrow some money and then it doesn't work out, I'm really sorry. You're gonna be in a way worse situation than you are in right now. So I
Right.
always advise people like, look, if you wanna be a musician or if you wanna do something, you have social media and internet and your cell phone. That's all you need. You don't need these
Hmm.
fancy things which are going on in out there. All you just need is yourself. You're already enough. So might as well use what you have so that you can reach your potential greatness or whatever you want to do in your life.
Right. Definitely. Definitely. I never stop learning. As you said,
Yes,
learning is
never
the
stop
big
learning.
deal. Definitely. Okay,
Yeah,
well, thank you so much for telling us your story and
yeah,
explaining your why. We really appreciate it. All right.
yes.
Okay, have a good evening.
You too. Thank you so much.
You